All right, let's talk about something that honestly keeps a lot of YouTube creators up at night, the dreaded strike system. You know that feeling, right? That little heart drop when you see an official notification from YouTube? It's a feeling every single creator dreads. But here's the plan. By the end of this, we're going to turn that fear into pure, simple clarity. We're going to break down YouTube's community guidelines strike system, piece by piece. Okay, so first things first. Before we get into the whole 3 strikes and you're out thing, we have to get a handle on the basic landscape. What are these rules even about? What do they cover? And maybe most importantly, where do they apply? The simplest way to think about community guidelines is this. They are the official rules of the road for YouTube. This isn't about copyright, that's a whole different beast. This is all about your conduct, your behavior, and it applies to absolutely everyone and everything on the platform. And this is so important to get right. It's not just about the videos you upload. We're talking about your entire digital footprint on the platform. I mean, look at this list. Thumbnails, shorts, the comments you make on other people's videos, community posts, even the links you put in your descriptions. Seriously, everything you do can be reviewed. Your entire channel footprint matters. Okay, let's draw a really hard line in the sand right here. Community guideline strikes and copyright strikes are 2 totally different worlds. They are separate systems, separate rules, separate consequences. Getting a claim for using a song is not the same as getting a strike for, say, harassment. So for today, we are parking copyright to the side and focusing only on the community guidelines, the rules of conduct. All right, so now that we know the rules, let's look at how the penalty system actually starts. And the good news is, YouTube gets it. They know people can make honest mistakes, so they've built in a little buffer, a way for you to learn from a mistake before things get really serious. Basically, your very first violation is usually just a warning. Think of it as your one-time get-out-of-jail-free card. Yeah, they'll take the content down, but there are no other penalties. Your channel isn't frozen, you can still upload. The whole point is for it to be a learning moment, a chance for you to see exactly which rule you broke and why. But here's where it gets really interesting, and this is the key takeaway. This warning doesn't just have to sit on your record forever. YouTube actually gives you a way to actively get rid of it, to wipe the slate completely clean. And this is exactly how you do it. The moment you get that warning, you'll see an option to take a short policy training. The second you complete that training, a 90-day clock starts ticking. And if you can go those 90 days without another violation, poof, the warning is gone. It's completely removed from your channel's record, just like it never even happened. Okay, but what if you don't stay clean? What happens if you get another violation after that warning? Well, this is where things start to get serious. The free pass is gone, and now we start climbing the escalation ladder. So you get your first official strike in a couple of ways. The most common is getting another violation within that 90-day period after your warning. But you can also get one if you break the exact same policy again, even if your first warning for it has already expired. YouTube basically says, hey, we already taught you this one. And a strike is a big deal. It's a serious timeout. For one entire week, your channel is basically frozen. You cannot upload videos, you can't go live, you can't post in the community tab, nothing. And even after that week is up and you can post again, that strike stays on your record for a full 90 days. Now, if you get a second strike within 90 days of that first one, well, the penalties get even steeper, the freeze gets longer, and you're one step closer to the edge. This time, your channel is frozen for 2 full weeks. I mean, for an active creator, that is a huge disruption. And here's a really, really important detail a lot of people miss. Each strike has its own 90-day clock. They don't run at the same time. So you could have strike 1 expiring in 60 days and strike 2 expiring in 90 days. You have to be super careful. And then there's strike 3. If you get a third strike within any of those active 90-day periods, that's it. It's game over. There are no more freezes, no more warnings. Your channel is terminated permanently. Everything you've built, gone. Okay, so that's the basic 3-strike system. But there are a few traps and special rules that catch even seasoned creators off guard. Knowing these little details can be the difference between a small mistake and a catastrophic one. Let's be crystal clear. You cannot cheat the system. A lot of people think, oh, I'll just delete the video. Nope. Deleting the video does not remove the strike. And please, whatever you do, do not try to create a new channel to get around a temporary freeze. That's a huge violation, and if they catch you, they won't just terminate that new channel, they can terminate all of your channels. And here's a very specific one for all you musicians out there. If you have an official artist channel, or an OAC, a first strike has a unique consequence. It doesn't just freeze you for a week, it actually suspends your OAC status and turns your channel back into a regular old standard channel. It's a super specific rule, but if it applies to you, it's a massive deal. Okay, so we've talked about the rules and the penalties. Now let's get to the most important part of all. What do you actually do? If you get that notification, the absolute #1 rule is do not panic. You need a plan, a calm, step-by-step process to follow. Here it is, your 4-step action plan. First, stop and read everything. Understand exactly which rule you broke and why they say you broke it. Second, if it's just a warning, take that policy training right away to start that 90-day reset clock. Third, if you genuinely, truly believe YouTube made a mistake, file an appeal. Be polite, be professional, and explain your case clearly. And finally, no matter what happens, learn from it. Adapt your content strategy so this never, ever happens again. Look, the point of understanding all these rules isn't to make you afraid to create. It's the exact opposite. It's about protecting your creativity. When you know exactly where the lines are, you can push boundaries, innovate, and create with confidence, knowing you're building something that's going to last. So, let me leave you with this question. Now that you know how the whole system works, what is the one single thing you can do today to make your channel safer? Maybe it's going back and checking the links in some old video descriptions. Or maybe it's just taking 10 minutes to finally read that one policy you've always been a little fuzzy on. Being proactive is, without a doubt, the best way to protect the channel you've poured so much of yourself into.